Hello and welcome back to True Crime Guys podcast. I'm your host, Michael, and you know Andy's here.
Ooh, it is nice and toasty in here.
I got a cozy in here. I
Michael.
actually remembered to turn on the heater.
There
You're
we
welcome.
go. I'm nice and acclimated to my environment now.
That's right, nice and comfy. We don't have to rush out of here. We can actually just, have fun podcasting today.
Just hear me bouncing them down, trying to get my blood flowing.
Right on. Well, guys, before we get into it, I got to remind you to catch these episodes early and ad-free on Patreon. Patreon.com/TrueCrimeGuys. It is the best way to support the show, and we appreciate you guys very, very much. Also, a great place to leave a case suggestion. You can message us there on Patreon, or you can email us at truecrimeguys@gmail.com. But today, I actually got 2 cases.
A double dose, Michael.
It is. So it's my title is kind of a double entendre, if you will.
Ooh.
Yeah, the cases I think are kind of 2 peas in a pod because they involve violent teenagers.
Okay.
That happen to be all around the same age and male.
Okay.
And then also I'm kind of being a smart ass in reference to one of the comments by some grandparents.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So, it's fun.
Let's see your punniness in the play, Michael.
It's fun. But today we're talking about, we're going to start with 18-year-old Anna Kepner. This is everywhere right now.
I heard about this one a little bit.
I opened Reddit to just on the front page of Reddit, and I could not ignore this story. Mm-hmm. I'm not even in the true crime Reddit yet. You feel me? Like,
this is homepage nonsense.
Right? I haven't even clicked on my normal discussion boards. Mm-hmm. But no, 18-year-old Anna Kepner's body was found wrapped in a blanket under a bed, surrounded by life jackets on a cruise ship in November of 2025, just a few months ago. And there were very few clues as to what happened. But now her teenage stepbrother has been arrested and charged, and for damn good reason. If you ask me, we don't know all the facts yet. There's going to be a lot of allegedly, and I'm going to use a fake name for this fella, but it's not looking good for him.
No, it's not. I've seen some updates on this one.
Yes, and he has been arrested and charged as of February 7th. We're recording this on the 10th.
Yeah.
So this is very, very current, guys. We do not have a full outcome to this. I just wanted to start with this story because it's terrifying, for one. Mm-hmm. It is a senseless act of violence, but also this is going to be huge, whatever happens with this case. So, I think a lot of people are following it, and if you're not, you should be.
Yeah.
Because this is interesting.
Where have you been?
Yeah, this is very interesting. So, Andy, let's play a little intro audio and let's get into it.
I will.
Anna wasn't feeling well. She just said, Mima, I think I'm going to go back to my room for a little bit. And she must have felt better because she got dressed up and she came down. We were playing in the casino. She didn't win anything. And she said, Mima, I love you guys. I'll see you later. And we never saw her again after that. She was found concealed under the bed. I just screamed. I couldn't stop screaming. I mean, he was in a room with her. He was the only one seen coming and going. So I can't accuse him because I don't know what happened in that room. But the summation would be that he did something. He was an emotional mess. He couldn't even speak. He couldn't believe what had happened.
All right. So, like I said, we're going to start with the case of Anna Kepner. She boarded Carnival Horizon Cruise. Her and her family left Port Miami on Saturday, November 1st, 2025. And her family was a freshly blended family, Andy, which included her father, Chris Kepner, her stepmother, Chantel Hudson Kepner, and Anna's younger sister, and 3 stepbrothers that ranged from 16 to 10.
Okay. I'm familiar with these kind of families. I got one very similar to myself.
Right. Now, because the family was so large, they had to split the living arrangements on the cruise into different rooms.
Yeah, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Because they're all in cabins or whatnot. So the parents and the younger sibs stayed in one room, and 3 teenagers were in another. And then they also had one set of grandparents that went on the cruise with them. I'm not sure whose parents this was. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking it's Kepner's.
Probably.
I'm thinking it's Kepner's parents, but I'm not sure. But they were there as well, and they had their own room.
Okay.
So that would have been, in the teenager's room, you have Anna, who's 18 years old, her 16-year-old stepbrother, let's call him Jimmy.
Okay, Jimmy.
And her 14-year-old stepbrother, who we're not going to name.
All right. I mean, as a parent, I'm already, that's a bit of a flag. I mean, just putting.
You think so?
I mean, as somebody who has a blended family, it's like you don't think to put 3 teenagers of a blended family in a cruise ship room together with.
Also, I think we really have to consider how long they've been a blended family, which is not long.
Not long. These aren't kids
not
who've grown
long at
up
all.
together.
No.
Who view each other as siblings.
Right.
So it's. I see a few red flags already, and I can understand some people have different views on this, but I don't know. We're getting another room. Maybe we're doing something different.
Anna's stepmother said, she kind of defended it by saying that, they were such good friends. They got along so well, They were the 3 amigos, if you will.
I get it, but that's also a mother defending her 2 boys wanting to see the best in them. That's
facts.
That sounds pretty blatant to me, at least. It's a mother being like, oh, my 2 boys would never do anything like that.
Of course, right.
How many times have we all heard that? How many parents have said that over time?
Yeah, there's a few delusional mothers in this episode today. So things seem to be going great all week, at least until Friday evening around 6:30. And this is when Anna said she really wasn't feeling well, and so she headed back to her room. But at some point in time between then and 7, Anna actually comes back out and I guess does some gambling. She is seen in the casino, with her family, and then ends up still being one of the first ones to retire back to her room. And then sometime around 7 to 7:30, Jimmy also decides, the 16-year-old, to call it a night as well. And so he heads back to the room, right? Now, this is all from the stepmom's testimony here.
Like, that's just one of those things, too. It's like, I've been on a cruise ship as a teenager and being like, all right, 7 o'clock. I guess time to call it a night. Right. It's like, what 16-year-old is going to be calling it a night at 7 a.m. or 7 p.m. on a cruise ship? It's like, I understand if Anna's saying she doesn't feel well, she's going back to the room, taking a nap or something like that.
That makes sense, right?
But he's just like, I'm done for the day. I'm going to call it. I'll see you guys tomorrow, maybe?
Exactly.
It just doesn't seem like a 16-year-old thing to do.
No. So that's the last time anyone saw Anna. And the next morning at breakfast, the family realizes that Anna's not there. So the father goes to their cabin to check on her, and the cleaning crew has just found her body underneath the bed.
Yeah, it did not take long. This was not let's search the crew, let's search the cabins, let's search the cruise ship. This was an accidental find early.
Exactly. Around 11 a.m. the next morning. And also, upon getting back to port in Miami, Jimmy was also hospitalized, but he was escorted by federal agents. Mm-hmm. Okay? But not clear as to why. Maybe he had some scars on him as well.
Yeah,
maybe something happened. Maybe someone attacked both of them.
Maybe somebody had some defensive injuries on them.
Who knows? Maybe someone attacked both of them. We haven't heard his story yet. But we also learned around this time that Jimmy took ADHD medication as well as an insomnia medication every day. But according to his mother, he had skipped his insomnia medication 2 nights in a row leading up to this night. Although it's not late at night.
No,
Andy?
He is. If they're saying that he hasn't slept in 2 days, maybe if that's what they're saying, he hasn't taken his insomnia medicine. Maybe he hasn't slept really in 2 days.
Okay,
so he's calling it maybe, but that's the only thing I can think of right there. Is like, oh, okay, maybe he just hasn't slept.
Yeah.
So.
And okay, so while this case is unfolding, obviously everything is kept very close to the chest because we're dealing with a minor, right? A 16-year-old. But there is another case going on, a custody battle between his between this 16-year-old's mother, Chantel, and his biological father, which is public.
Yeah.
And so they've been able, reporters and people have been able to gather a lot of information and a lot more insight into this investigation because of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So like, for instance, they've gotten text between Chantel and Jimmy's father, Thomas Kepner. And one of the texts they got was, he just keeps repeating over and over that he can't remember anything. And then they're also talking about, there's discussions about the FBI and protecting Jimmy's identity.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So, of course, since this happened on a cruise, the FBI got involved right off the bat. Anna's body was sent to autopsy upon coming back to shore in Port Miami. And there's actually a video of this before this story ever hit. A reporter was there at port when the cruise ship came back and got on camera Anna's body being brought out on the stretcher and loaded into the ambulance.
Ooh, okay. And this was before the story even broke, right?
And it was, and the story initially was like, someone died on this cruise ship, you know.
Ooh, okay.
That type of story. But that was before they realized who it was. And obviously her body was sent immediately for an autopsy, and the cause of death was easy: asphyxiation by strangulation and homicide. It was also labeled a homicide.
Mm-hmm. You don't accidentally strangle yourself and then hide under a bed and cover your body with pillows and life jackets.
Exactly. And she had the very consistent bruising on either side of the throat. That you could tell the throat had been compressed, kind of like by an arm bar type move. So this case, like I said, this case is still very new, and a lot of specifics about what actually happened in that room have not been released, but that doesn't mean we can't do some pretty simple redacting. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot there. Like, for one, everything on this cruise ship is recorded, okay? The FBI has access to all of that already.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of cameras on cruise ships.
Including a camera facing the door of the cabin where Anna's body was found. And there's key card access logs. So every time, each of these guests are issued a key card.
Yep.
And so every time you scan it, they know when Anna went in the room. They know when Jimmy went in the room. They know when whoever else went in there or didn't go in there.
Yep.
They know. And we're pretty sure that Anna and Jimmy were in that room together that night alone. Okay? So first off, let's go back to that night and talk a little more in detail about what we found out later on. So first off, the parents retired to their room around 7 to 7:30 and basically passed out.
Okay.
I don't know if they were drunk. The mom testified she didn't have a lot to drink. Like she I swear to God, she testified she had like 4 drinks all week.
That's weird. Okay, for a cruise ship?
I don't know. That's just what she said.
On a cruise ship, 4 drinks of water a week might be a good thing, but
right.
Most people on a cruise ship are drinking like Prohibition about to hit.
Exactly. So, and then another odd thing is, I'm sure most of you are probably screaming this, you've been paying attention. What about the 14-year-old, right?
Where was he?
Where was he? Well, he later stated that when he tried to go in the room later, he heard yelling and noise. And then when he scanned his card, the door was deadbolted from the inside, and he could not get in.
Okay. So there's like a do not disturb sign on your step siblings. Okay, yeah. There's nobody goes. But
you have to understand, this 14-year-old might be terrified of his older brother.
There might be a little fear in there too, but still, I with the siblings, and we both have kids. You don't think that there's ever been a kid, like some of my kids share rooms. As soon as that door's locked and one of those kids wants to get in there, it's an immediate pounding on the door, and if they can't get in, it's mom.
Yeah. But of course, but that's odd at home, right? You don't lock the doors at home, right? Especially when you're a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like once you're a teenager, then yeah, you get your privacy, whatever. But on a cruise ship, things are different, right? Vacations are different. Like it's like, I don't know. I just can't put any blame. I'm not putting any blame on this kid.
Yeah, but where did he go after that? All night? It's like
no, he wandered off and then later came back to just find his brother asleep in the room.
Okay, and again, that shows how little this family had been together. That that 14-year-old did not think, "Where is my sister?" Like that was he was not like scared. Like, where is my sister?
But also, Anna is an adult. She is 18 years old. If she wanted to go back out to the casino and stay there all night, she could. If she wanted to go to the bar, she could. He's 14. Who is he to say? You know what I'm saying? There's levels above him. He's like, I'm not in charge. You know how kids are. You take them out in public, especially on vacation, they lose their freaking brains. They don't think about anything. They're like, ha, the world's a bubble. Everything's great. Blah, 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 blah.
The world only exists as big as the ship is.
Exactly. So, it's weird. But either way, no one knew anything until the next morning, almost 16 hours later.
Yeah, I guess you probably could. I bet that 16-year-old could just tell his younger brother, it's like, she left early. Like she came back late and left early.
Right. So it's like, man, it just really destroys a lot of other theories, don't it? It's like maybe someone was hiding in the room. Well, then why was Jimmy just chilling asleep when the 14-year-old came back and everything? You know what I'm saying? If somebody was hiding in the room, wouldn't he get out because he got attacked?
Yeah, right.
Or whatever. Why did he just sleep fine? And then there are some other things about Jimmy that we just can't ignore.
Oh, yeah.
There really are. Firstly, 6 months prior, Anna was FaceTiming with her then boyfriend, who's now an ex-boyfriend. Okay, that has to be considered as well. But her then boyfriend, and she fell asleep while he was on the FaceTime call.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've all done that as teenagers.
Yeah, of course. But while he was still on the call, he could actually see someone sneaking into Anna's room and crawling on top of her while she slept.
Okay.
Once he sees what's going on, he yells at him and he's like, hey, what are you doing?
What the fuck, dude? Yeah, I'm sure that was like...
And it's Jimmy. He looks at the freaking phone and you can see the light on his face, right? And the boyfriend says that he jumps off of her and then runs outside and he can hear his footsteps down the hall.
Yeah. As soon as that, it doesn't matter. It's like if that was 6 months prior, those kids are not sharing a room. You know what I mean? It's like
exactly.
Why would if that
and they
was
don't share a room at home?
Yeah. Why was this not immediately told to the parents? Why did this girl not confide in her parents or her dad or anything?
Right.
Because they're not sharing a room after that. Those kids aren't being alone together.
Apparently, they weren't made aware of this, or maybe they were. The boyfriend says that he tried to tell the parents.
Mm-hmm. I believe he did. He should have.
He also told his own father, and his father reached out to Jimmy's stepdad, Anna's real dad.
Yeah.
Right? I know it's getting confusing, guys. I'm trying my best to keep these names straight. But the boyfriend also said that Jimmy was obsessed with Anna and would not leave her alone to the point that she would sleep over at her friend's house whenever she could.
Yeah.
She wouldn't even stay at the house if possible.
And again, she's 18, but this is something that the parents should be very, very much aware of. It doesn't.
Yes.
You cannot turn a blind eye just because you guys are happy. If there's problems with your kids, you cannot just ignore them.
Exactly. And a lot of people, I've seen a lot of people in discussions. They bring up a great point. They're like, if Anna was going over to these friends' houses and she was that afraid of him, surely she confided in those friends about why she wanted to stay over there, right? Why not interview those people as well? So you have more than just the scorned ex-boyfriend's testimony about this. You know what I'm saying? Because that's everybody's complaint. Like, oh, well, yeah, he's the ex-boyfriend. How much are you really going to listen to him? This and that. But I'm like, also, what does he have to gain?
Yeah, right? He's
from
not
saying this.
This doesn't seem... a personal vendetta would not be something to blame. Like, he would just because he doesn't like somebody, this wouldn't be something... There's nothing to gain here. He has nothing to win or lose.
Exactly.
So...
And then when family members are questioned about this in interviews... This is where there's one interview with Anna's grandparents, and she says that Anna and Jimmy were two peas in a pod. That's what her grandmother told them. They were best buds. Just did not see this happening. Just no reason to believe it.
It's just the ignorance of some of the adults in this case.
It's a rose-colored lens that grandparents have on their grandkids, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because they want to be. Their mortality is more in the forefront of their mind, and they want to be remembered as sweet people, loving, caring people, right? Mm-hmm. You get to that point in your life, and you're like, yeah, I want to make an impact on these younger kids. And so every time you're around them, it says happy, happy, joy, joy. But you really don't know the struggles of an inner household when you're a grandparent.
No, not really.
You don't understand it. And a lot of time it's hidden from you, not out of secrecy, but out of respect.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. I'm a different person. I'm not a different person around my grandmother. I'm just a filtered person.
Yeah.
Out of respect.
We all are.
Exactly.
For those of us who still have grandparents. I mean,
yeah.
I don't, but still.
Yeah, if you're lucky enough to have them, treat them with respect. I think that's where I don't blame the grandmother. I'm like, oh, you were being ignorant. It's like, no, that's just how the grandmother saw them. Mm-hmm. And that's probably how they were around her.
How they portrayed, at least how Jimmy portrayed it around family.
And like I said, so as of right now, there's only one suspect to be named. and that's Jimmy. And he has been named by his mother, the FBI, as well as a judge that is presiding over the case. And another, one of the parents, I can't remember if it's Jimmy's dad or mom's attorney, has also had to state that he was the subject of an FBI investigation.
Yeah.
So that could be why they're not interviewing any more people, is they like, we got it in the bag, guys. We're just waiting for some DNA stuff to come back on the life jackets or whatever.
Yeah.
Because they did say that. One of the FBI experts that I watched, he said that the reason that it might be taking these few months, even though it seems cut and dry to everybody else, is that they have to analyze the DNA that was left around the body.
Yeah.
Like they have to. You know what I mean? Just in case. What if he had help?
Yep. Because
You know what I mean? So they have to know that.
Even if they don't actually see the murder happen, if there's no video footage of the murder happening and there's no DNA of him committing the murder, even if you just have if you have them both going into a room and then only him coming out of the room, there's no proof that he killed her. Yeah, you know what I mean? There's just, it's one of those weird things that a lawyer could find a loophole in.
But if he didn't, who did? Like there has to be some other alibi to get him off. You know what I'm saying? You've got to have some other explanation. And with the key card log, with the camera surveillance, with the timestamps, with the testimony of the cleaning crew, it's getting tight.
Yeah.
It's getting real tight, Andy. With the motive.
Yeah.
With the obsession with the past behavior.
Yeah. And that obsession of him like always wanting to be around her, that might have looked like, two peas in a pod to a grandparent.
Exactly.
To a grandmother. It's like, oh, he's obsessed with her. He loves her. He always wants to be around her. He's like his best friend. And a somewhat oblivious grandparent might not see the signs of like, oh, he's a little too obsessed with his stepsister.
Exactly.
So.
Exactly. But as of right now, the FBI is being pretty tight-lipped on everything. But his real name is out there. It's not a huge secret. There are links listed below that have his real name. It's just even the most recent YouTube videos, especially the ones done by news broadcasts and whatnot, are not saying it. So just to be safe, he is still a minor, right? He has not been convicted.
No.
He has not been convicted. But this is just what it looks like. And another thing that I think could be holding this case up is they're kind of confused about how they're going to try him, whether it's going to be a federal case because of maritime law, because of taking place in the waters, or if it's going to be a state of Florida case. But luckily, we get a little insight from another matter that pertains to the Hudsons, I guess exclusively, like I said, the custody battle. And they the custody filings reference FBI warnings of possible criminal action against a minor child in the case.
Yeah, so I'm pretty
sure. So the FBI is already telling them, like, we're probably going to try this child.
And whether or not he gets tried as an adult, too. At 16, committing, if he does get tried for full-on murder at 16, it's like, are they going to try for an adult charge? Because this is something that was premeditated. This was something that was planned.
Yeah.
This wasn't a crime of passion or something like that. This doesn't seem like a self-defense type manslaughter at all.
No. I think insanity or or accident. I don't know how you even do accident. Maybe you're roughhousing. Nah. It doesn't fly, dude. It really don't.
It's like I said, you can't get you're not getting a manslaughter charge. She's 18, you're 16. If you guys are wrestling or whatever and you accidentally, if somebody slips and hits their head or something like that, that's kind of different. But if you choke somebody out,
that takes intent, that takes time.
Yeah. To choke the life out of someone, not just to choke someone unconscious.
Right.
Everyone has seen the videos. You can choke someone unconscious in a matter of seconds.
Right.
But to choke the life out of them, that takes time.
Yeah.
And that's not like an accidental slip and fall. That's not a manslaughter charge that you can wiggle out of.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely not, dude.
So once they release the full autopsy reports and they say that this is exactly, they already said how she died. But if there's like the DNA traces on there's any kind of DNA on him, there's no like I said, there's no manslaughter way of wiggling out of this. This isn't
I
an
don't think so.
accidental fight or anything.
The defense is going to be insanity, or they're going to blame it on a medication or something. I don't know.
But yeah, this is an obsession that turned to violence,
But
very
yeah.
much so. Because it's but again, how much do you blame the parents in this situation for allowing this to happen? And do you blame the 16-year-old, or do you blame the two adult parents who are seemingly oblivious to what's been going on in their house?
Yeah, I
It's
think
hard.
it's not that you blame the 16-year-old, but he's dangerous either way.
Yeah, very much so.
So it's like he's definitely the problem. I mean, there's tons of step siblings that sleep in the same room every day. Mm-hmm. Don't hurt each other. Don't try to attack each other. Don't try. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
No, and I get that completely. And maybe this is just differences of opinions or difference of viewpoints. It's just like once you get to those teenage levels, especially when she's 18, it's like, no, that girl gets her own privacy.
Yeah.
That she is an adult. She's not
Yep.
sharing a room with with two teenage boys.
to be fair, the mother did say that all of the children were given the option to stay in another room, like with the grandparents. But who wants to stay with grandparents
On a cruise, yeah. It's
when
like,
you can be with teenagers?
yeah, and because again, maybe she's thinking she can just be out of the room a lot. She can just be out on the ship a lot. She
Yeah.
can be away from him as much as possible.
Right.
But still, it's just one of those things where it's just like I wouldn't feel comfortable with it as a parent.
No.
But some people have differences of opinions. And again, if these are children, or these are young adults at this point, teens and young adult, they didn't grow up together.
Right.
These weren't kids who they've viewed each other as siblings their whole life. They love each other with that kind of bond. These
Yeah.
are two people who have just kind of met each other over the past couple years, maybe.
No doubt.
So
We'll see. But yeah, it's not looking good for the 16-year-old. He actually appeared in federal court in Miami on February 6th, just this week. And he faces investigation as the primary suspect in Anna's death right now. He was transferred directly from juvenile court wearing a baseball cap pulled over his face, and he had his hood drawn super tight. And it was just him and his lawyer. They didn't answer any questions. He never even looked up. You couldn't even see his eyes.
nope. I saw those
So-
pictures coming out too. So
Yeah.
yeah, we'll have to see what comes out of this one. But I don't see any other way of getting out of this. I feel like this is almost cut and dry. But yeah, they gotta have it locked before they can bring everything to trial. So
Yep.
we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, so we're definitely following that one, guys. You want to keep an eye on it. It's a weird case. It's interesting, and I'm really curious how they're going to charge this boy. That which our second case could be considered an accident. Mm-hmm. Could be. Extremely preventable.
Extremely preventable accident.
Extremely preventable accident. A senseless accident.
Like
honestly.
every Final Destination movie.
Yeah, I found this case just in my search of the Anna Kepner one, but it just struck me. I was like, oh my God. And it happened in Logan, Ohio, when 44-year-old photographer Victoria Schaefer, she was also a teacher, was taking advantage of the beautiful day at Hocking Hill State Park. And she was taking pictures of 6 high school students for their senior portraits. Well, after she got done with the photos, she was walking back up the staircase to go back to the parking lot when a tree branch struck her in the head, killing her instantly.
Okay, so that seems almost very much like an accident, Michael. Let's see how this turns
Instantly.
into something else.
Yeah, witnesses said that Schaefer was immediately in a heap of blood on the staircase and she was not moving. And then lying nearby was a large log about 6 foot in length, had been cut on both ends and weathered. And it was weighing about 75 pounds.
Oh, okay. So a cut log.
Mm.
Okay, now we have a bit more of a mystery.
We do. And one of the students that she was there with actually grabbed her cell phone, and she's the one that calls 911. And this audio is available on YouTube.
911, where's your emergency? Okay, well, you and you treatment. That on the lady. You got to. Okay, take a breath. You're at Old Man's Cave? Yes. Okay, and what happened? A tree branch fell on her. A tree branch fell on someone. Yes, okay. No, what? Please.
But when rescue crews arrive, they find Schaefer, a mother of 4, dead, most likely killed instantly by the falling log. And as they looked around, they noticed that the log was almost exactly 6 feet, like I said, weighing 75 pounds. It had been weathered, laying there for a while, and, obviously, it didn't fall from a dead tree.
No,
Andy.
clean cuts on both sides.
So they head to the top of the cliff to try to figure out where the log came from. And up on top there, they see there's a few other cut logs around the same size, but they're about 40 feet away from this location.
Okay. So this is not a tree branch falling. This seems like someone may have tossed something.
Oh, it's getting that way.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. So the investigators determined that the log fell approximately 76 feet from the height. It'd be about like the height of a 6-story building. And with the log weighing 75 pounds, they began to suspect that it would have taken more than one person to get the log from the pile over to the cliff and then eventually over it, which I disagree. I disagree wholeheartedly.
I disagree with that. I feel like
wholeheartedly. I could easily grab this log. No problem. I'll throw 2 of these logs, bro, on my shoulders, walk right over to that cliff, bro.
As somebody who used to carry so many grain bags all the time, it's like, 75 pounds? That's 2 grams? Yeah, bitch. All right, come on.
That's not even a bag of concrete, bro. Get out of here.
we sound so fucking alpha, bro. Do you even lift, bro? 2 people?
I mean, it's just not that much weight. And two healthy teenage boys easily grab one of those logs each, man.
Give me one country boy. We're tossing that log.
Exactly. But they determine, if nothing else, Schaefer's death is extremely suspicious, so they call in homicide. And Hawkins Hills, you have to understand, is a very popular hiking spot in this area, and this was Labor Day.
Okay.
It was packed, okay? The park was filled with families, filled with hikers. It's like, who would throw a log off a cliff thinking that it was going to be fine?
Teenagers.
Yeah,
obviously.
Pretty much.
I'm just thinking teenage boys.
You're getting the theme of the episode.
Yes.
Yeah.
Teenage boys. It just seems like,
so
this log, bro.
So over the next several days, they really got nothing to go on. I mean, it is just woods, right? They have nothing to go on. So on the next several weeks, detectives speak with witnesses who were at the park that day. And they learned that there were people spotted up on the cliff before the log tumbled over. But so far, they didn't have any leads as to who. Until October 8th, a month after Schaefer's death, a call comes into Hawking County Sheriff's Office. It's a young girl from the local school who says that she rides the bus with a girl who says that her boyfriend, Jordan Buckley, was involved with the branch falling and hitting Miss Schaefer.
Ooh, one of the 2 boys who was, like 2 teenage boys again.
Ah, exactly.
Okay.
And she said there was also a text from Jordan to her friend, stating that something serious happened at the park and that he needed to talk to her. He could not send it over text.
Okay. Yep. We have to talk about this in person. Meet me at the drop zone.
Right. So the cops are like, all right, here's our first lead. Let's go get Jordan Buckley. So they go grab his ass straight from the school, and they bring him into a conference room for questioning. The first thing they notice is that his hand is injured. Yeah, he's got like a little, like a cast. It looks like a splint. He has maybe his pinky and his ring finger wrapped together, right? And then the other 2 fingers are free, but then it's wrapped up all the way to his elbow.
Oh, okay.
So that type, and you can see the footage on YouTube. The full interrogation is on there, and it's an interesting watch. But yeah, he says he apparently heard it while riding his scooter. Apparently he's pretty nasty on a scooter. Does lots of tricks and stuff, bro. So
fucking rad razor, bro.
Yeah, really. But anyway, Jordan's story goes from I had nothing to do with it to, okay, I touched the log to, okay, I moved the log. Okay, I did everything except throw the log over.
That's how oh my God, that is literally just a child's explanation of anything. I'm just like, I don't know. Okay, I know something.
Yeah, the juvenile ignorance of these boys is it's frustrating. It really is. But he says that his friend Jaden kicked the log off the cliff. His 17-year-old friend.
Kicked the log off the...
Kicked it off.
Kicked a 75...
Well, I mean, it does roll.
I mean, it rolls. You ever try to kick a 75-pound log? Fucking, that's gonna break a foot or two. Yeah, try and do it. Get a running start. Get a running start. See how far you kick it.
Well, that's the story. That's the story he's stuck with, right? It's obviously bullshit. Like I said, it's just like he breaks down. It's like, dude, you've already gave up so much. You might as well just give up the freaking story.
I love the names of just two of those, like Jaden and Jordan.
Oh, I know.
Oh my God, it's just two white boys. Just Jaden and Jordan. We have Josh over here.
Yeah,
and Justin's in the back.
Pretty much. But yeah, so that's the story he's sticking with, right? He's like, okay, I touched the log. I might have moved it. Okay, I did move it, but I didn't throw it off the cliff. Jaden did that,
Jaden
right?
kicked it.
Me and Jaden walked all the way farther down, like clear to the end, not where the metal bridge is. This guy did say that to us, but we did end up going back down. But I skipped a part of what we did. We walked all the way down to the end of this, and Jaden kicked off a branch. Not a branch, it was a log. It was a big log, like probably this wide, this long, and he kicked it, and it rolled off the cliff, and it made a loud bang, so we ran. I don't know if I wasn't like paying attention to what he was doing, so I don't know if he intentionally kicked it or if he like stumbled on it.
Did he pick it up first and carry it?
No. He didn't pick it up at all, not that I saw.
How did he get on the other side of the tree?
I have no idea.
So the police are like, all right, well, good enough for us. That's someone else. Let's bring in Jaden Churchhouse, right? Jaden shows up with mom.
Smart.
Yeah, this interview, well, kinda. I think it might have made it worse, honestly.
Show up with your mother. I have an attorney present. That's your mother. Same thing.
Yeah. But when
she told me not to speak.
Right. Well, he should have not spoke. But when they finally bring Jaden in, it quickly becomes clear he has no intention of telling detectives anything that happened that day, and his mom really isn't helping at all. So he starts off with the same bullshit as Jordan. You could tell they rehearsed. He was like, yeah, we were there, we were just hiking, and we heard a lady got hit by a log, and we were like, whoa, this is crazy, so we left. It was just the ambulances were showing up, so we had to leave.
So we just dipped out of there, man. It was crazy.
Yep. And then they start to get a little more serious. The cops are like, look, we've already talked to Jordan, and we've talked with another one of your friends who we have not brought up yet, Miranda, a girl who was there with them as well.
Ooh, okay.
So she has also told her side of the story. So he's like, look, both of them implicate you. Like, what's going on here? So his story starts to give a little bit more, right? And wouldn't you know it, dude, his story is the exact reverse of Jordan's. He did everything to the log. He picked it up, he moved it over to the cliff, but Jordan threw it over.
Jordan kicked it over.
Yeah, Jordan did.
Jordan kicked it over the edge. Again, try kicking 75 pounds. Even putting your one foot under a 75-pound log and try and kick it. Just try and give it a good lift off the ground. Fuck,
exactly.
You better have the calves of Lance Armstrong.
Right. No, I mean, no. Like, imagine the log is laying parallel to the edge of the cliff, and you put your foot on top of it and roll it.
Okay, yeah.
That's what happened.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was about to put my foot under the log and trying to kick it up.
No. They put their foot on top and just rolled it off, probably, if that's how it was done. And if you believe Miranda's testimony, who has no reason to lie.
Yeah, she didn't do it.
And it kind of corroborates with both of theirs. She stated that Jordan, with her hand, apparently, or maybe he hurt his hand afterwards. He probably did. We'll talk about that in a minute. Jordan carried the log to the edge, and Jaden kicked it over.
Jaden.
And when you meet Jaden, he does kind of seem like the edgier one, the one with a little less supervision, a little less attention at home. His mom works 2 jobs, single mother. He's kind of left to his own devices quite a bit. He's 17. So, but at this time, the police had heard enough. They're like, we have enough to place the boys under arrest.
Yeah,
right?
both of them. Basically.
Exactly. And Jaden's mom freaks out.
You think I would let you arrest him? Like Jordan's parents are going to let you arrest Jordan without a lie detector test?
We don't have a choice in this. In the United States, there's a thing called probable cause.
You know what? I do have a choice. So you're going to have to you're just going to have to get an attorney with a minimum wage, 2 jobs that I work. Because, you know what? We do have choices.
Yes, we have choices. We have a choice.
Okay. Well, I know this lady died. When you get the lie detector test set up for him, then you'll just have to contact me. As for now, Jaden and I will be leaving.
And that's not correct. You can leave. Jaden's going to be placed under arrest.
No, he can't be. He's 16 years old.
So, It doesn't matter. He did something that resulted in the death of Miss Schaefer.
Where are you think you're going to take him?
Juvenile detention.
No.
Yes, ma'am. That's how serious this is. There's evidence. There's DNA evidence. There's evidence of what happened. So, in the meantime, you guys both touched it. It both resulted into the death of another. You're both going to go for a homicide.
So the investigators leave the room, and then they return. They take Jaden's DNA, and then they leave once again and come back with an arresting officer. And while Jaden's getting arrested, his mom has the audacity to say,
You know what that's doing to me? That's hitting me in the head with a log. You cannot do that.
Well, why would you say
Because
something
you
like
can't
that?
take him to jail. There's bad people there.
Well, there's not good people in jail.
There's bad people there.
Why did you say
can't
hit me
take
in the log in the head? That's
because
not
you're trying to take him away for something that you can't take.
Again, this is not me. This is the prosecutor's office. This is the actual prosecutor and the juvenile court judge. This is out of my hands.
Your
you
son
did not just feel comfortable using that analogy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that explains a lot about her.
and why Jaden did not care as much about what happened. Why he was like, "Well, I can just get out of this. I just lie my way
Right.
out of it."
And then for his mom to think she's the victim in this.
Again, yeah,
The audacity.
the audacity of this bitch
Seriously.
hitting me with a log, bitch. Okay, we're gonna put you somewhere.
Right. So when the boys are both arrested, they have one more thing they want to do, because Jordan, during his interrogation, the first boy they brought in, Jordan offered to take them back to Hocking Hills State Park and give them like a walkthrough of what happened. So the police are like, yeah, bet, let's do that.
Yeah,
Let's
fucking do it.
definitely do that. And when they get there, it's a lot of the same, honestly. Jordan's changing his story over and over again. Every time the officers point out a flaw in his story, he just changes it. You know, sometimes he says he was looking at Miranda and he didn't see Jaden throw or kick the log. And other times he says he can't remember what Jaden did. So investigators, they quickly poke holes in his story, right? And their suspicions are raised even more when Jordan walks them through what they did after the log went over the edge.
Oh, okay, Jordan. What
Right?
happened?
So Jordan says they walked past EMS as they arrived to help Miss Schaefer. Then, once they got past EMS, they turned around and stopped to take a selfie together,
Oh, God!
which
Sometimes
was
I just hate
posted on
teenagers.
both of their Instagrams.
I hate teenagers sometimes. I just hate teenagers.
We're not done. And he says Miranda was mad at us the whole time because she knew that someone got hurt. She wouldn't even talk to us. She kept telling us to leave her alone. And the whole time he's saying this, he just has like this smirk about him.
Like she's
I'm
the
telling
bitch.
you guys need to watch the interrogation. So Miranda, furious, drops the boys off at Jaden's house, where then they ate cookies, drank tea, and then rode scooters around town for a little bit until they got tired and went home.
Cookies and tea. What are you, British? What the?
Yeah.
Have some tea and biscuits, please. And we're going to ride our scooters around town for a bit.
I think that's when he got hurt, though.
Yeah, but still, karma. But yeah, I
Yeah.
just love this. We went home and had some cookies and tea. Some cookies and tea.
It's-
We rode our scooters around.
Right.
Very British.
It's just, but it's so telling, is it not? Who could do this after that, dude?
Because they don't
Bro,
want to
look,
believe someone got
if
hurt.
I hit a dog on the way home, bro, on accident in my car, I'm not going to pull up in my car, in my yard and just be like, just go on about my business like nothing happened. It's going to hit me for a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just a little bit, dude. Like, I don't know.
I think
let alone accidentally kill a human being.
I think at this point, you almost want to believe that the two boys might be in shock, or they don't want to believe that someone died. Maybe they just think someone got hurt.
Because they don't understand that finality.
they
of
don't.
It. They don't understand the finality of death. That's what makes teenagers so terrifying.
But again, you have to, like I'm saying, also on the day of, they might not have known that someone died just yet. Like when they first pushed the log over the cliff, they may have heard screams, they may have heard things,
Yeah.
but they did. But remember, these are two teenagers.
Yeah.
They probably told themselves, "Ooh, someone got hurt we should dip out. No one died, but maybe someone just got hurt.
Yeah.
Look, the ambulance is here. They're going to be okay. They're going to be okay.
Right.
So these are two teenage boys who are just trying to tell themselves everything's fine. If we just
Right.
get out of here, act like nothing happened, then we know what to suspect a thing. No, everything's fine. Everything's fine.
I see what you're saying.
So yeah, it's like at the time, do they know that someone died, or do they just think someone maybe got hurt by what they did?
yeah.
Because again, we don't know, but either way, they're trying to act like everything is fine.
Right.
They're trying to pretend, they're trying to go home, do what they would normally would do, which is cookies and tea. Again,
Apparently. Weird.
where are we at?
Right. But also, Miranda made a mistake too, because she should have went directly to the police that day, but she didn't. And she ends up paying the price for that as well. But on October of 2019, 16-year-olds Jaden Churchhouse and Jordan Buckley are charged with reckless homicide. At a probable cause hearing, their friend Miranda testifies that Jordan is the one who moved the log from the pile that was 40 feet from the ledge, and that Jaden is the one who kicked the log over the edge. She says that Jordan told Jaden that there was no one below, even though Miranda herself was screaming that there was, and there must be, and she said, don't do it. In the interview with Jordan, the police asked him, they said, if we were to go back to that day, and you're just standing on the edge, right, and I was to say, if you threw something over this edge, what is the probability of hitting somebody? What percentage? You know what he said?
50-50 maybe?
60 to 70%.
Dude,
So you knowingly threw something over the edge. And it was more than that, Andy. It was freaking Labor Day. It was more like 90%.
Yeah. And
you threw a 6-foot-long log. People don't even walk that far apart in a crowded park.
No.
You're lucky you only hit one person.
Yeah, you're lucky it just hit one person. That could have taken out multiple people if it hit the right angle, rolled the wrong way. Again, you could have done much more damage with a 6-foot log.
Yep. And rightfully so, the judge ended up sending both Jordan and Jaden to adult court and charged them with murder, involuntary manslaughter, and felonious assault. And in September of 2020, both boys, now 17 years old, pled guilty to involuntary manslaughter. The judge sent them back to juvenile court for sentencing. And in October of 2020, they were sentenced to 3 years in juvenile detention. That's it. Miranda Spencer, one of she was there that day. She drove them home. She pled guilty to obstructing official business and was handed down a suspended 90-day jail sentence.
I mean, she did testify against them, and again, this is teens and peer pressure and
all
not
for a
wanting
thrill,
to,
dude.
And it's all for a thrill. These are two 16-year-old boys trying to show off for some girls. They're trying to be stupid. They're trying to show how strong they are, how careless they are, how invincible they are. But again, it's not when you're willingly endangering the safety or lives of others, you're no longer showing off. You're showing how dumb you are.
Yeah.
And obviously this Miranda girl realized that. She's like, don't do this. This is stupid. And she was mad the whole time.
Absolutely. They were just detached. Like, you can tell there's no remorse. It still has not hit them what they did in the interrogation. They still have not realized the impact of what they have done.
Maybe they probably have now after being sent to adult.
No, I'm saying
prison.
in the interrogation they did.
Yeah. No,
of course
not.
now. I would hope. Jesus Christ. What are they now? They're
20 maybe, 20. No,
dude. They were 17 and 20.
Yeah, they're out now, but so it's like they were 17 in 2020.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're 20 or 25, 26 now maybe.
Right.
23. I don't know. I'm not good at math.
You're not mathing good.
I'm not mathing that.
Either way, they're definitely out unless they had some bad behavior or something. But I don't know, man. It's terrifying. Absolutely terrifying.
We've seen how much damage teenagers can do just because they don't understand the consequences of their actions.
Yeah.
And it's terrifying.
Especially
it really
in a group. In a group, it's even more volatile. The mood can change so quickly.
Everyone's got to show off for one another. Everyone's got to one up one another.
Oh man, it's toxic, dude.
Yeah, a competition turns violent.
I think of the
quickly.
shit we did when we were teenagers, dude. We're lucky to be alive.
Oh yeah,
we're lucky
all the time.
we didn't hurt somebody else. Honestly, so many ways.
I still to this day blame Johnny Knoxville for some of my injuries. It's just,
God, yeah.
Just I want to be like you. I'm gonna go see if I can hit my head on that gutter.
So much dumb shit. So much dumb shit. But we're making up for it.
We try.
Making up for it, right?
We're setting a better example
we
now.
learn and we make changes, like switching to natural deodorant.
Yeah,
Right? It's a
that's
great
good
change to make. It is. And if you don't know where to start, check out Oh My Gaia. Oh My Gaia is an innovative, all-natural deodorant, fragrance, and beard oil company specializing in paraben and aluminum-free products. And guys, they have tons of scents to choose from, like vanilla, cherry almond, sandalwood, lavender, lemongrass, Egyptian musk, coconut, dreamsicle, leather, lumberjack, honeysuckle, fireside, bergamot amber, sweet pea, sailor, barbershop, and we have our own scent, True Crime Pine. One of my personal faves. And you can check those out at ohmygaia.com, ohmygaia.com, or you can click the link right below the description of this episode. And because you're True Crime Guys listeners, you can use the code word CrimePine for 15% off your order. That's CrimePine, CRIMEPINE. No space, for 15% off your order, and that's ohmygaia.com, ohmygaia.com. You won't regret it, guys. Also, give them a follow on Instagram at shop_ohmygaia. All right, and guys, don't forget to check out Patreon. It is the wheels of the podcast. You can see every audio file we've ever created on Patreon now, patreon.com/truecrime, guys. We appreciate that very much, guys. Also, check out truecrimeguys.com. Check out Spotify. We got music on there for your listening pleasure. We got all kinds of stuff. And next week, we'll have another True Crime Guys case.
Yes, we will, Michael.
What'd you think about this, man? Was these cases 2 peas in a pod, if you will?
Oh, yeah, Michael. I like
Right?
the little puns there.
You like that?
I like that.
All right, guys. Well, these 2 peas in a pod are getting out of here. Y'all keep on creeping.
Bye.